Hi everyone, this is a tutorial on using and loading a system in ProTrader. I'm going to start off by loading the 7x13 system to show you how it works. Note that ProTrader is very similar in the look and feel to terminal velocity as well. The system 7x13 is a very basic moving average crossover system. The idea is just to show you how ProTrader works. So I'm going to load the two moving averages onto the charts so I can see the system, and then I will load the Expert Advisor itself. Right, so I've just opened up my ProTrader and this is the view that you should typically see. We've just got our charts, things like that. Just to have a look around, you've got your options of charts, you've got your options of your time frames and what type of chart you want to see, how far back you want to see, but not to go into that too much. To load the moving average now, what I do is I just simply right click on the chart and I say add indicator. Then what I do is I look for the relevant indicator, which is 7 EMA. That's fine. Add the indicator, add another EMA. Okay, now obviously I've put in the wrong values because I want to show you if you've made a mistake, then how do you fix it. So over here it tells you which indicators are on the chart. So we've got these wrong, as the 7x13 system is a 7 EMA by 13 SMA. So I take out the second EMA, right click again, I say add indicator, and this time I look for the SMA. Okay, and I make sure this is now 13, and that's fine. If I wanted to edit the color of the line, I simply right click on that again, I right click, indicator settings, I go to line properties, and we can change that to say red, which it is. Okay. Similarly, to edit this one, I right click on it again, indicator settings, and this is supposed to be a 7. Line properties blue, that's fine. Right, now that we've loaded the moving averages, let's load the robot. To do that, what we do is we click at the top here to go to Algo Studio. So we click on Tools, Algo Studio. What you'll see is you'll see this this editor pop up that allows you to add in your robot. Now what I'm assuming is that you've already written your robot. Okay. Now there's actually two ways of loading a robot. The one way is that you already have the executable file, which is usually called something.ex4. Or alternatively, you get the actual code, which the file is an MQ4 file. So it's either ex4 or MQ4. Now the difference between the two is that with the ex4, you can't actually see the code that's written inside. You just get this file and you can upload it and it will run. Whereas with the MQ4 file, you actually see the code, you need to compile it yourself, and then you can run it. Okay, so to load this uncompiled file, because we've got the actual script for it, I'm going to run through that process rather than running through the ex4 file. So to load a new robot, what I do is I click on File New. Okay, you can either choose C# or MQL4. This code was written in MQL4, so I choose that one, and I select an advisor. It's not an indicator, it's an advisor. Okay, right next it just asks us for the name, and we call it test 1. Okay, just take some time to load. Right, so there it's loaded. And what I do now is I copy paste my written script and I just paste it in here. I remove everything, I paste it over. Okay, there are several ways now. You can run compile it here, run compile all. Right, so now that we've compiled it, right, we make sure it was ran under release. The difference is that with debug, it just kind of checks that everything was fine and that there were no errors. The release basically just makes the file that you know, it's ready for release, that you can use it. Right, so now go back to ProTrader, and I click on Tools, because now we have to load this thing, make sure it exists. Tools, Trading Systems. Okay, what pops up is the trading system list, right? So now we're looking for our algo, and if I click on the little plus sign at the top there, if I click on the little plus sign at the top, then you'll see that the file now exists. Okay, so I add it to my list, and here's my list of all the strategies that's available, and some of their statistics and things like that, how many trades I've taken and so on. If I press this play button now, it will start the algo. But before I do that, what you have to double check is that all the parameters on the right here are right. So in other words, for example, the time over here is on a 1 minute chart. Maybe that should be a 15-minute chart. The symbol over here is very important. You know, this maybe is for silver or for whatever the case may be. Okay, let's choose just Brent again, so it's back to Brent in this case. So now when I press the play button, you'll see over here on work time, it actually tells you how many seconds or minutes or whatever it's been running, and you can actually have more than one system running. Like I could have the moving averages and test one running at the same time if I wanted to do that. To stop the algorithm again, or the expert advisor, I just click on the stop button, and if I wanted to remove certain strategies like that one, I press the little X button over here and it'll take it away. Right, so all I wanted to show you next was if you were looking for the file, if for whatever reason you had to email it or whatever the case, and you were looking for the file, a nice little trick is you can just, you know, start with start, search, and you can try and find your MQL file. It's one trick I do to find the directory where it's in. I run my search and it tells me, and you'll see it's in this. Typically it seems to be in my documents. There's a ProTrader or a MetaTrader, whichever software you're using. ProTrader in this case. You can find the file, and it's the same for if you wanted to upload a file, then this is the directory that you would put your MQ4 files in, and so on. Right, so I think that just covers the basics of it. Just a basic tutorial of how to load that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you very much for listening. Cheers.